Welcome back to A Good Day, where we love all things positive, local, and fun.
Yeah, and this story began not only more than a month ago, but decades ago. Watch and listen.
Hi, I'm Mitch, and this is my grandma Mac. She's 91 years old. And this year, her and I are going to continue our road trip tradition, which we've done for 11 years and have our biggest road trip yet, which is to visit all 30 Major League ballparks over 6 weeks. Baseball's been a huge part of my grandparents' love story, from my grandfather playing semi-professional baseball to hosting AAA baseball players that then went on to play in the big leagues. And they visited and watched spring training in Florida for 30 years. This was actually a dream that my grandfather had for his life that he was never able to completely fulfill. So I can't wait to share these memories with my grandma and to feel my grandfather's presence on this journey. If you want to meet up with us at any of the ballparks, reach out. We would love to share the experience with you. Cheers.
So the trip may have come to an end, but the memories will last forever. Mitch McVicker and his grandmother, Louise, are back from their epic journey. They're with us this morning.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Had to be awesome. So I guess I have to just start, Miss Louise, with the first question.
Okay.
The best ballpark, where was it?
My favorite or the as
Your
old.
favorite.
Okay, the best favorite was probably Pittsburgh, but
Okay.
as far as old ballparks, it would be Wrigley Field.
There you
Yes.
go, Steven. There you go.
You and I are going to be really good friends.
Obviously, baseball has been in your family for a very long time. So why did you say, we're going to do this? And, you know, you traveled 15,000 miles.
Yeah, my bottom feels every mile.
Like, we need to get new cushions.
And this was driving. You all
Driving.
You all were driving, right, Mitch?
We drove the entire 5 weeks.
Oh wow.
I think what really catalyzed the trip was just making moments matter. My grandfather was a man who had a phenomenal legacy and cared deeply for others, but his romance with my grandmother and their kindred love for the game of baseball ran deep, and it was a bucket list item. My grandma told me this morning it was the only bucket list item that he had, and so it felt right to take this trip together.
To do it for him.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you did this quick too. When I heard that you were doing this, I was like, oh, they've got all summer, you know, they could take their time. And I was like, oh no, they're doing it. I'm looking at the schedule, and you went through it really quickly. You know, when you look back at this trip, you know, what is your overall feeling?
It's kind of like a fairy tale. You're not sure it was real, that you might have been dreaming it, but it has energized me tremendously. I mean, because I have younger friends that say I could never ride that far, you know. But it came to pass very quickly, because I didn't know till about a month before we started this we were even going to do it. And Mitch has worked so hard. I mean, he's planned every detail. I just said, okay, yeah, I'll drive for a while.
That's wonderful. And you had a nice special opportunity to throw out a first pitch as well. So how was that for you?
Oh, it was, well, I had thrown it out for the Mud Hens to start but then to do it at a major league park, especially with Torey Lavello being in the opposing dugout, who was one of my Mud Hen players that had lived with me, was just so special.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's part of the backstory here. You all were involved with the Mud Hens, and because obviously the Mud Hens, you know, they are world famous. But you put them up, and they, you know, you've got that history with the team.
Yeah, well, my husband had been a member of the Diamond Club, and he'd, you know, helped sell season tickets, and my middle son was the bat boy for him for, you know, when he was young, and Scott. And we just had a great connection over the years, you know, with the Mud Hens. So
No better team, right?
So, and Mitch, just from, you know, taking baseball out of this equation, just the love you have for your grandmother and being able to spend all of that time in the car with her, hotel, out to eat. This is a lot of time just to sit, talk, learn some history of the family. How was that for you?
So we've been doing trips for 12 years now. When she turned 80, she said, would you want to go west? I'm not getting any younger. So we took a 2-week, 85 500-mile road trip together. And at the end, I said, would you want to do this again? So we made it an annual tradition. And so every trip we take, I interview her more about her life, her journey, our family history, our lineage, our ancestry, because I love those kind of elements of our, family.
That's so important, because I feel like so many of us look back and we've lost a family member and have gone, oh, I wish that
Absolutely.
I had known more, that I asked more. And so that's so important that you're doing that. I love that.
Yeah, it's great. A lesson for so many. So back to baseball. Miss Louise, I do have a question. So they've started the pitch clock now. So you got a chance to experience that in person, 25 different games. Did you feel it sped the game up? Do you like the pitch clock? How do you feel about that?
I really do. I can't say my husband would have. He was a real traditionalist. I mean, he had a fit when they went to DHs, so how many years ago. But no, our first 2 games actually at Cleveland and Pittsburgh were 2 hours. And I mean, we've set 4 hours at games before, so yeah, it definitely, there are aspects of different rules that I don't like. Anything that takes the strategy out of the game, I'm like my husband that way, That's why he didn't like the DH.
I love it. I don't like the DH.
He doesn't either. NL team over here.
Pitchers should hit. They're baseball players.
Well, it's not that much. Takes a lot off of the manager too. Whether do I pull my pitcher now for a pinch hitter? So
you got all those strategy. As you said,
and you were saying you keep a book the entire game as well too. Oh wow!
I had to. For my husband had he had fed teams here in the area for years, and he played Fed ball. Actually, Jim Leland was his bat boy.
I know that name.
Yeah. And we have stayed, with friends with Jimmy all these years, and so this is the reason that he didn't like a lot of the new rules, and he wouldn't have liked some of them now. But I mean, the pitch clock, he probably wouldn't have minded that. I don't.
After a while, after how many games, I don't mind it going by faster. And I got to ask you, how many hot dogs did you eat?
Too many.
Mustard or ketchup?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Thank you. She gets
What
me.
about you? You do ketchup on a hot dog or no?
I do both as well.
You do both as well.
You lose.
To each his own.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming to visit today. We love this journey that you all have taken, and we're so happy that you have shared it with all of us.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Thank you for
Beautiful.
having us.
It is.
We can't wait to see what you're going to do next year.
Right.
Right?
Oh, it was a great climax yesterday because 40 family members and friends were
Oh my
there.
goodness, they
at the
were
park.
there.
A little cheer section.
Wonderful. Well, you deserved it. You two, go take a nap, rest a little bit, put your feet up, and enjoy the rest of the summer.
Thank you.
Maybe take in another game or two.